Hey Valley parents and students, this 10-minute video here is going to help you be more successful in math class and maybe more successful navigating Schoology as well. Schoology is a great tool. I know it's intimidating to parents and students, so I want to make a quick video to show you a few things that'll help you. First of all, you should be signed into Schoology on the web, not using the app. The web is much better. There's many features that aren't available on the app, and the app is not as user-friendly. So to get to that, you just type in school.district196.org, and it'll bring you to this page. You just put your login credentials in and log in. Parents, that's typically 6 digits of the student's ID, student ID, and then the password is typically their last name, the first six letters of the last name, and the 2-digit date of birth, unless it's been changed by their school. All right, let's get right to it. So once you logged in, I took and had my co-teacher, Joey Matthews, our teaching partner, Joey Matthews. I made him a student so we could look at his grades. And right now we're looking at Schoology just like Joey was a student in my class. 3 things we need to talk about: materials section, the updates, and grades. The materials is probably the most important place. You'll see some file folders over here where the assignments are housed. Stay out of them. They're confusing. That's where the materials are, but that's not the best way to get to them. The most important icon in all of Schoology is right there, that little number up next to upcoming. There'll be the date page. You click that, and that's going to open up the calendar for this class here that shows when things are due. It's really simple and easy to navigate. You can see all the assignments. So let's just take a look at what's due on September 20th. It'll default to that month, but you could certainly move ahead if you wanted to. So on September 20th, September 25th, there was 3 things that were due, and you're not sure what they are, but I can tell you, 6th grade math for Mr. Matthews and Mr. Dudley, you're going to have a video most days. You're going to have a worksheet that practices that video, and then you'll have a short quiz. So you can see how they all line up: 1.8C, 1.8C1, and 1.8C quiz. But WS stands for worksheet, so it's the same thing on each of these days: video, worksheet, quiz. The video, again, notice how right off of that calendar page, I can click and I can view that item, and here is the video. And they can click right here. This tells them what to do during the video. Basically, they're going to write down some pause problems and a couple of ticket to the show problems. This should take about 11 to 18 minutes, depending upon the length of the video. You can click it here, and it will play within Schoology. I don't recommend that. I say click right here. That will take you to YouTube, and you'll get the full screen effect. All right, let's get back into, just going to go back to that calendar page. Sorry, it's going to spin up here. Once again, that would now, let's say they finished up watching the video, then they can practice the worksheet, and they could just take and view that item. And there'll be a PDF here that they can download, or they can put it into Notability and work on it. And there will always be a video tutorial that'll help them get started. So that if they don't know where to start, let us help you. It's just like me sitting there talking with you side by side, but unfortunately I can't do that when you're a distance learner or working from home as a hybrid. So there's the video. So once you're done with that and you've uploaded that, you can go on back to the calendar icon again and go ahead and take the quiz, and just touch on that quiz, and you'd hit view quiz and then start your attempt and answer the quiz questions, and then the score will go right into my grade book. All right, so that kind of gives you the overview of that calendar icon. Let's talk a little bit about the updates. Updates are really important. Kids don't read them often enough. This is how teachers communicate with kids important information. In the most recent update here, I'm just talking about some problems that they will need they will encounter on this coming Monday, and I've provided a worksheet attachment to them. Also, we will put out schedules of what's coming up. Now, this is basically the same thing that's over here. I think this calendar view is much better, but right now we're trying to give kids the information in multiple places, and if kids want this, we will continue to do this. This is nice because you could look on here and not only see what's happening, what they're supposed to be doing But we are right now trying to provide mini lessons for kids from 2 to 2:15. And again, right now the update just says this is something we're going to try so that even distance learners, cohort C kids, or hybrid kids who are home can just bop in at 2 to 2:15 each day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and get a mini lesson. They should watch the video ahead of time, and we will help them practice on the worksheet, and then they can take the quiz when they're done with that. So we've got that right there. That's what this is talking about. If you would like to, talk about office hours, basically every day from 2 o'clock until 3:30, the teachers have office hours. And we will be doing these mini lessons as part of that. And the rest of the time, the math teachers, we just log on to Schoology, and we're just sitting there helping kids as they bop in. So sometimes it's with a small group. Sometimes we can just help kids one-on-one. When we get busy, we just tell the kids, come back at this time, or we'll throw you in the waiting room for a few minutes. If you want to get to that, those office hours to see the teacher, you should really just click this link right here. There's the Dudley Zoom room, and if you're a Mr. Matthews student listening to it, his link will be up at the top. I have his link down at the bottom because sometimes kids go to see him if he's going to be teaching a class for all of the 6th grade math learners or something like that. We teach together and share all these materials. The other update here is just we're talking about on these different days, on Monday and Tuesday, you digital kids, cohort C kids, you should be checking in, with Mr. Matthews or myself. And if you're a period 4 or 5 kid, check in on Thursday or Friday. Basically, we're just trying to get kids who are out there digitally to digital learners to see us once a week so we can touch base with you. Maybe that's just stopping in and just say, hey, I'm just checking in, and we can do a quick grade check. That would be terrific. Another way to do it is to join us for one of the mini lessons. And then if we have something that, we need to talk to you about, we can let you know at that time. But the success is going to be communication. So checking in once a week with your teacher. Just, hey, Mr. Dudley, just checking in. Great, let me take a look at your grades. Hey, did you know you were missing this? That kind of a quick conversation. All right, speaking of grades, that's our third tab here. We'll go ahead and touch that grades one, and this is this can be confusing to parents, so let me take just a little bit of time. We'll close it up just the way it would be if you opened it up. You can see here, and this is the same for students too. Hopefully you can do this together with your child, but you open it up trimester 1, and you'll see that right now the grade for Joey that I made up is 78.57% in class, and that's the same as the course grade. Now, course grade will be the trimester 1, 2, and 3 grade together, but since we're in the first trimester, he's just, these two are the same. In math, students are graded 65% on the tests and assessments, and 35% on quizzes. Now we have some other things here, homework and miscellaneous enrichment. These don't have a percentage. They're worth 0%. However, there's obviously a strong correlation between homework completion and your performance on quizzes and tests. So you can see that right now, Joey has completed, he's got about 79% of his homework that he's completed, and he has got 78.5% in class. There's probably going to be a pretty strong correlation between homework completion and that. So let's just take a look. You can scroll through the homework and see the assignments your child has completed or hasn't. You can see all the missing ones here. The nice part about it is if you just click on one of those missing ones, it'll take it right to the thing that's missing, and you could see, and you could have them make it up if they'd like. If you'd like. I think that's especially important if somebody is doing poorly in class and they want to improve. So if they're doing poorly, they're not doing well on quizzes. So they could open up the quizzes, and here's a couple of quizzes that were 1 out of 4. That IP stands for in progress. In other words, you're either going to get an A, a B, a C in class, or an IP, which means in progress. This takes the place of a D or a U or an unsatisfactory. IP means they're still learning it. So 1.8A, this was difficult for that student. If they want to retake that quiz, that's fine. Go on back up into the homework and find where 1.8a is. And it looks like he didn't do the worksheet or the video for, well, he did the video. There's the video there. It'll have the name distributive property. And then WS is the worksheet. He didn't practice that worksheet, so he could just open up that worksheet. Again, follow the tutorial to go through it, start working on that, get that submitted, and then he could retake that quiz. You'll have to contact Mr. Matthews or myself during office hours so that we can set up a retake on that. All right, let's go back into the grades. And again, sometimes teachers it'll just be numeric, typically in math. Sometimes I throw in a letter grade too, so it's an A is a 4 out of 4. I just threw that in there so you can see different things for different teachers. All right, that's about it. One last little tip that will help you be successful. It looks a little bit different from my view, because as soon as I leave this screen, I'm going to not be Joey anymore. But if you touch this right up here in the top left-hand corner of your son or daughter's Schoology account, you can actually get to their home page, which will have their updates for all of their classes. And if you touch this icon right here, or this word calendar, it'll open up and you can see all of the assignments they have for all of their different courses. So here it's populating, and this just shows all my different assignments for all the different classes that I teach, but all of their different homework assignments for a various date that are due will be there. Again, this is a great view, and again, it'll work for your son or daughter. They can see all the links to all the different classes and the assignments and get right to it from there. All right, I hope this tutorial helped out, and thanks for listening. If you have questions, please join one of the two of us during our office hours. And again, go to your son or daughter Schoology page between 2 and 3:30 each day, and you can hit the Zoom room link and get to us. And if we're not teaching a mini lesson or working with other kids at that time, we'll get to you. All right, thanks again.